Welcome to another episode of Business Inspired GY. And today we will be speaking with Dr. Allan Outridge, the owner of Empire Medical Center, located in Linden. Dr. Outridge, thank you very much for speaking with us.
It was a pleasure. Pleasant good day.
Now, if I can call you Allan, I'm very comfortable. Now, Allan, we're here to talk about this business you have set up in Linden. Explain to us what motivated you to start a hospital.
Okay, so I graduated in 2013 and I came back home. One of my first areas of deployment was here in the mining town of Linden. I'm not a Lindener, so the amount of love and support and trust that the community had deposited in me was what primarily prompted me to do this. So we started very small at AAA Pharmacy, a very small pharmacy on Wismar Street, and I got to see the downpour of patients. You know, it is not easy, it's not a frequent phenomenon to find the support of an entire community behind a particular physician or besides one physician. But that has been miraculously the luck I've had since I came here to work in 2013. And that was what led to the birth of this entire facility.
Medicine is not new to you, nor is it challenging to you, but business is. Explain to us what were some of the challenges you experienced in starting and and maintaining this business.
Okay, so it was very much challenging. One, because I'm young. I mean, you said it correctly. When it comes to medicine, I guess that is my strongest area of expertise. But business-wise, I acknowledge where I am lacking. The issue of being legal has always been heavy, during this entire project, because at no point in time you don't want to invest millions of dollars and then to have everything just shut down like that. So my challenges have been coming along the lines of the legalities involved in the establishment of the facility. But thankfully, though, I have been using the expertise of Mrs. Boston from the Boston & Boston Law Firm in Georgetown. And I have a board of directors that consists primarily of Army officials. So these men have been the driving force, and they have been, to some extent, mitigating the challenges, the effects of us maintaining or getting that legal status. I would like to say that so far, we have covered 90% of all of the approvals, the legal approvals, that is with the Ministry of Housing, the Guyana Fire Service, Ministry of Health, who only recently conducted an inspection in the facility. So our challenges, most if not all of them, have been coming along the lines of us getting that legal status. But we are overcoming it because of the overwhelming support I've been getting from the board members.
Now, being the only private hospital in Linden, what has been the response like from people, I won't say Linden, but Region 10?
Okay, let me just clear up a few things there. It is recognized as a medical facility. We have health centers, hospitals, and so on, but we have applied for the status of a health center, health facility. The support from the region has been overwhelming, so much so that we've seen over 3,000 patients since we began operations on June 7th last year, which means in the next 30-something days we'll be celebrating our first anniversary in existence. I cannot complain. Like I said, the love for me demonstrated by the Lindeners has been very much overwhelming. And our statistics, our financial report, year-end report, they're revealing that much. Surprisingly, we have not only been getting support from the Lindeners, we have been getting patients from all other administrative regions. We have outreaches also planned for Regions 6. We've been in Regions 5 as well. We have been in Ituni, Kokwani, because those are areas where I had worked before from the Ministry of Health, and I had seen that they lack specialty services. So we have been taking our services to these areas, but the support from the Lindeners have been very much overwhelming.
You talk about specialty services. What are some of the services persons can access when they come to the Empire Medical Center?
Okay, well, I am a cardiologist, a clinical cardiologist. My training began in China. and I completed it in Havana, Cuba, where I did my bachelor's degree in human medicine as well. Here we also have the services of a general surgeon. We have orthopedics, we have psychiatry. These are programmed or elective consults that we would normally take the patient's histories before and then call in the specialists after giving them a day to come in. Thankfully, we are also feeding on the services of the St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital. I had mentioned before that our board members consist primarily of Army retired officials. St. Joseph's Mercy's current CEO, Mr. Gaskin, sits on our board, and he's one of my biggest supporters and inspirations. So we have been piggybacking to some extent on the services, the specialized services being offered at the St. Joseph's Hospital. So in the event that there is a particular case that requires a more emergency type approach, we would normally refer these patients to St. Joseph's Mercy Hospital. Only yesterday we had a patient that we diagnosed with breast cancer, invasive breast cancer, that we had to send to the oncologist there. So we are currently offering all of the specialized services. It just means that some of these services we would have to refer the patients to our parent facility in Georgetown, St. Joseph's Mercy.
If you can explain to us what are some of the services persons can get at your laboratory now?
Okay, we have a mini lab that is currently offering all of the tests. We are offering general chemistry, complete hematology with 27 different parameters. We are offering cardiac biomarkers, endocrinological studies, hormonal studies, microbiology studies. We are even offering, for example, female hormone panel, male panel, a wide variety of tests. Almost every single thing and even more that are being offered currently in the public sector. So we are offering antenatal services. I guess it's the warmth that we have been offering to these gestants. It is the robust studies that we're giving them. It is the dedication and the time that we're giving them. It is the advices that we've been giving them that they have decided to choose us. I was in Berbice about a month ago, happened to go into a store, and I think I wanted a footwear or something to move around. And there was this pregnant woman who has been following every single thing on the Empire's page. And I think she said that she wanted to become a part of the clinic, and so to know that people are actually seeing us, they're choosing us, it says a lot. It says a lot. And I'm grateful, like I said before, the Empire is very much grateful for that. We have a team here of young, qualified, I want to stress on that again. I have a team of young, qualified people here that have been doing the job willingly, wholeheartedly, and together we're a team, and I guess that is what the people, the public is seeing, and they're grateful for that. They're choosing us.
When you see what you have accomplished here, from the time you would have birthed this idea to construction and opening, seeing the first patient, what is that feeling like?
I don't think there is one word that can describe the feeling, because it is not frequent you'd find someone at my age, coming to this stage. I have not gotten to this point on my own. That's where I want to strive, to stress on. Coming at this point, it meant that I had to feed on the support, on the skills, the expertise of a very seasoned person, not only in my family circle but outside of the circle. It has been a lonely road, but I have not been lonely along that path. I've had persons supporting me. Miss Millicent Rose, since I was in Havana, Cuba, she's been supporting me. My parents, these Army officials that have been supporting me and guiding me along the legalities of it, Mrs. Boston. But the feeling here, actually I cannot describe that feeling, but I know it's somewhere there. It's a feeling that I cannot describe. This is the feeling that makes me feel lightheaded. It's a feeling that makes me feel very much astonished, very much accomplished, but at the same time, I'm still surprised. If I'm to extract myself from the operations and look back in, that is how I feel. I don't think I can, there's no one word I can use to describe the feeling, but I'm very much grateful and I'm very much humble.
Where do you see Empire Medical Center in another 5 to 10 years?
What I can tell you is that we are moving up. We are moving up full steam. There has not been any time since we started operations where we have halted extension or expansion or addition of new services. We are moving up. We are moving up. To whatever status it is that we have to get, we are going there. I see us expanding because, unbelievably, this facility was initially meant to be my house. Right. This was meant to be my house. I started building this facility when I was in Havana, Cuba. I was sending home money because I'm not the type that goes out and parties. Those things are not my area. So all of these monies that I've had coming in, I decided to send it back home and build this because this was supposed to be my relax home, dream home. But when I came home, the facility, the building at that time gave me so much inspiration that I decided to start this off because the area where we got approved for this is somewhere at the back, a commercial property at the back. So that leaves more room for expansion. So we're moving up. We're moving up.
You have been able to create employment. I mean, looking around here for a lot of young people. What is your feeling like that you were able to, do something like this for the people of Linden?
I'm going to have to speak from my heart here. I am not a Lindener by birth. I only came here to work in 2013. It's a community that has a lot of potential. It's a community that has a lot of bright ideas. It's a community that has a lot of intelligent minds. The thing is, it is a community that has been faced with a lot of financial challenges, the absence of work, and so on. Things that I know that you guys are probably seeing. To know that the Empire has been able to gainfully employ 27 persons, that is basically 27 families that we have been supporting since we opened up our doors. It's a grateful feeling because I always believe in giving back. So it is very much close to me to know that we have been able to do this for the community. I mean, we have about over 2,000, 3,000 families in the community. I mean, 27 is a very small number, but it is still something that we've been able to do. I'm guessing persons might be looking in. They might want to fashion, their whole goal plan around whatever is happening here at the Empire. What I have to tell them is just stay focused, stay true to yourself. You must know what is it that you want, because something like this does not just come out like that. You cannot just dream about something like this. You have to put in the work. And it might be challenging financially, yes, but once you go and you're able to sell this dream to persons who are out there that are financially able to get you on that path, I'm sure once it's viable, they will show their support behind you. So we are grateful. We are grateful for the opportunity to serve the community.
What is the one service that you are proud of that you're offering here?
My area of specialty, cardiology. I remember when we were being shortlisted back in 2015 at the Public Service Ministry. At that time, the Ministry of Health had me deployed in Kokwani. And there was this patient there who came with an acute coronary syndrome, a heart attack. But because of the lack of medical equipment and so on, I was not able to do much for her other than just call Jerry Gavaya, coordinate a medical evac, and we were able to send her out. I think she later succumbed because of the time span involved, the window period that exists for us to try to curb that to some extent. She died. So that was what led me to, after being given the spot to go to China to do the specialty, I started from that very moment to save my dollars, to buying certain equipment. Right now at this facility, we have everything for cardiology, right? They're very, very much costly. So it's not, I'm talking about millions of dollars. It's not a $5, $100, $100,000. So I'm happy to have been able to offer the community cardiovascular services. That is a particular service, a very, very important medical service that the region has been deprived of before my coming. Since my arrival, we have saved a lot of lives. I'm sure if you go around the road and you ask, they will tell you we have saved a lot of lives. 3,000 patients over 10 months, that is an impressive figure. And about 40% of those patients, they are heart-related patients or patients with heart disease. So I'm happy to have been here. At least I am serving that purpose that I was sent on this planet to do. I have always wanted to become a doctor. It just so happens that, this is an area of specialty that I chose, and I'm grateful to have chosen it because I'm seeing that it is actually, literally, really saving lives.
I know that there is an attempt to improve healthcare around the country, but how important is it for medical centers such as yours to be established in especially small communities?
Okay, I think it is the government's plan to improve healthcare across the country. But there are many challenges, but there's one I would like to highlight. Some of the specialized services, public system does not cater for them. Cardiology is one of them. They are not sufficient equipment. When I came to work here 2 years ago, I visited the hospital and I had a conversation with the then chief medical officer, and I told him, and including the current CEO, and I told him that, in order for me to function effectively and efficiently in my capacity, we would need a few things. But I understand that as government, it would take some time, tendering and whatnot, but I couldn't wait because on one side I had a community of people sick that needed the services. So we had to go and invest millions of dollars to procure this equipment. Let me give you, for example, a patient with a heart attack comes in, there are certain tests that we would need to get. For example, a panel of cardiac biomarkers. The hospital currently doesn't offer that service, and it's very much expensive. So we are here, and we have been able to get the machinery, we have been able to get the reagents, and we are doing the tests. So that has somewhat mitigated the effect, one, by reducing the death-related issues caused by these cardiovascular-related problems, and two, reduce the time to which the patient can be seen at a facility equipped to deal with them, because under those circumstances, they would have to be transferred to the Georgetown Hospital, which is the central referring hospital. The line is very long. So the Empire's position here is not only reassuring, but is also mitigating those effects.